Hi everybody, it's Angelo. Today is a special post. My friend Chris O in Topeka, Kansas. This is for you and for all my other amazing ninja friends that I've met through American Ninja Warrior. For those of you that don't know, this is an obstacle course competition televised by NBC. The new season will premiere the end of next month, I think, end of May. Probably Monday nights, 8 or 9 p.m. It's prime time, so if you're looking for something fun to watch on a Monday night, keep a lookout for that, check that out. Chris requested that I do a movement for the shoulder to get more shoulder mobility. So at this obstacle course competition, we're running and jumping and climbing and things, grasping. So yes, shoulder mobility is important, but also with all the Vita moves that I do, I try to address another issue that most joints will need, and that is the ability for stability. So in terms of the shoulder joint, this glenohumeral joint, where your upper arm bone, your humerus, comes into the ends of your scapula, but there's also muscles that attach it to the front and back of the rib cage, that will need some mobility work. The other component is your scapulothoracic joint, where your shoulder blade sits on top of the rib cage, and that typically most people will need some stability work for that. Also, in order for this joint to function optimally, the joints of your spine in the upper back and your neck will need both of those components. The upper thoracic or upper back joints will typically need some rotational mobility and then stability in the upper neck. So those are things we're gonna try to address with 2 simple movements today. So let's check it out. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's stand with feet shoulder width. That'll help keep us stable during this movement. We're gonna bring one hand up and behind the head, the other hand behind the back, and so you'll be somewhere in this position. Begin to start to move the hands towards each other. It doesn't have to be touching, but just within your own comfortable range. Okay, so that's going to be our starting position, and you may find it different for both sides, but what we're going to do is start to gently press both hands into our spine and think of pressing our elbows back behind us. Okay, so a couple of things: pressing hands into the back, trying to press or reach your elbows behind you. Okay, as you do that, you want to turn your head to look towards this upper elbow. Okay, and then relax or release a little bit. Come and flex to turn and look at this bottom elbow. Okay. So here we're extending the spine as we look up towards this top elbow. We're also rotating a little bit, okay? And then as we come down, we're kind of flexing the spine and rotating to look at this bottom elbow, okay? So number of things happening here. Pressing elbows back, pressing hands into your back, turn and look at this top elbow, okay? And then start to gently release, look at this bottom elbow. Okay, we'll do it on the other side. Okay, you may notice again that one side is probably not as flexible. So you can see this side compared to my other side, I can't reach my right arm back as far, and that's fine. Just start wherever you are, and we're gonna mobilize here. We're gonna bring elbows back, press hands into your back gently, turn and look at this top elbow, and then relax, turn to look at this bottom elbow. Okay, and you're just gonna go nice and slow. Again, don't strain yourself. Okay, if you find that it's getting too easy, try to move hands a little bit closer towards each other and then begin again from there. Okay, again, hands pressing into the back, elbows reaching back, look up towards this top elbow, come back, look towards this bottom elbow. Okay, if that wasn't clear, go ahead and read the text. I'll try to type it out more clearly so you can get a better picture of how to do this movement. Let's get to the next one. So we're going to get into the shoulder stability portion of today's video, but we're not going to do just one, we're going to do 2 more movements. So we're going to get extra bonus here because I think it's important to get these muscles that tend to be weak. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to come into a push-up position or a plank, and hands are going to be shoulder width, shoulders on top of the hands, and it's going to be a small movement basically from this position. So again, from the top of your head to your toes is going to be somewhat in a straight line. It's okay if your hips are a little bit up, that's fine. But the idea here is to try to make your arms long, so you're going to press your body away from the ground as much as you can and try to bring your shoulder blades forward. So notice that my upper back is going to round a little bit, and that's not going to contribute to making us more hunchback, okay? So if anything, it's going to help mobilize those joints, but the intention is really to try to make your arms long and push your shoulder blades forward. So I'm trying to bring the shoulder blade forward through my arms, okay? And then you're going to slowly relax, keep the body stable or long, okay? Come down. So notice my arms are still straight, and then you're going to push away again. Okay, so this is what you can call shoulder blade push-ups or scapular push-ups. Okay, we're just kind of focusing a little bit on that serratus anterior, but you'll notice it does require some abdominal or trunk stability as well. So if that's too hard, you can come onto your knees, like some people do easier push-ups on the knees, kind of like this. So you can use that position as well and try it from there first if that's too challenging. Also, if it's too easy, which I would argue, because eventually you want to start to contract that muscle a little bit stronger, but if you'd like, because it's good to get different angles, you just put your feet elevated on something, so make sure you're stable with your feet, and then you can try to do those scapular push-ups that way. Okay, next we're going to come into a similar position, but now our body's going to be facing skyward, and we're going to do a reverse plank position. So we're going to get similar position. Okay, the thing here is now we want to think of retracting our shoulder blades and also depressing them or bringing them down towards the hips as we try to press our body away from the ground. Okay, so before you come up, get into that position. So you're going to think of making your arms long, bringing your shoulder blades together and down towards your hips. So notice it's going to make our upper back arch a little bit. The arching is not intention. The intention, again, is to concentrate on the shoulder blades and get them down and back together, okay? And then once you have that position, try to keep pushing your arms long into the ground. Lift your hips up, okay? And then slowly control, come down, keeping your arms, that sensation of keeping them long, okay, as you come down. Some of you are gonna say, hey, that's working my butt muscles here. Yes, we are, because that's another area that tends to be weakened on most people. So, hey, why not? Let's get that too. And we also have muscles, so namely our latissimus dorsi, that attaches from our shoulder down into this thoracolumbar fascia into our low back end and then connects into our glutes here. So we're activating that whole line of contraction, so to speak. So again, make arms long, bring shoulder blades down and back, okay? Hold that, keep pressing, lift the hips up. You're gonna have to press your heels into the ground. Keep your body pressed away, come back down, slowly come up or down. So you can do 5 or 10 of these. Each time, try to, again, contract a little bit more, hold it a little bit longer. That's how you kind of step up, put more oomph into it, and hopefully this will help get you some ninja shoulders. So I hope you enjoy that, make use of that, practice that every day, and we'll see you next week.